Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. Fletcher hooks his brain up to a Starship computer. The Drookmani start to get trashy. Delta Shift wants to take you to the dance. We'll meet Badgey, who is a helpful holodeck sidekick who may have slow loading times, but runs a killer operating system. Also, the Chu Chu Dance goes Chu Chu Chu.
Thank you for coming by. I guarantee you I'll remember this time, so you guys can leave. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Starfleet Underground. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending upon when you're listening. Before we get started, I had Section 31 show up, and they made me promise that I will tell you before we even get started that this show is brought to you by Section 31. So there, we got our business out of the way.
Oh, they got some egos, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're really, one of them don't speak. I mean, she's attractive, but she just stares. Doesn't say anything.
And it's not a smiling stare. It's like a hard stare, right?
Yeah, just stares like, hey, how are you? And she'll just stare.
Often how we wish you were.
Okay, that's fine. Goodness. I'm sending her to your room over there.
Oh,
you know,
you can get the silent treatment.
For those of you who don't know, the resident computer person we tolerate there. You just heard his voice, and that's Patrick. He's my number one because he is not as solid as a number two. So go ahead, say hello.
Well, thankfully, I'm not as solid as a number two. But good Lord almighty. Hello, everyone. I'm Patrick. I'm your number one. I'm the computer guy. I'm the liaison for aliens, all kinds, all species, all gender. Yeah, that's it.
You get it right. And we have we have Heather, our science officer.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm the science officer, and I would rather be a solid shit than a diarrhea shit. I'm just saying.
This is true.
I'm a little shit to begin with, so, And
then, of course, we have our engineer who always, I don't know how he does it. He keeps the ship going. He keeps the transmission is just, we're lucky. I feel he's the best Starfleet engineer we have and is running for the O'Brien Award. So it is Rocky.
There you go. Oh, man, that's a lot of shit you guys deal with. I mean, do you know how many Tribbles we have on this ship? And you know what they never show you in the show? They never show the Tribble shit on the show. There's so much Tribble shit everywhere. It's disgusting.
I'm just so glad I don't have the job of picking up the Tribble shit around here.
I mean, have you seen the meme or whatever on social media where they're like, oh, yeah, this is great. This is awesome. We got a Roomba. You know what happens when a Roomba runs into the shit? It's disgusting. Just disgusting.
I don't walk around here anymore barefooted. I learned my lesson. I will not do that anymore.
Yeah, I've had that lesson learned as well.
There's a schematics that came down that I need to forward to you. I was looking over it last night, and it's actually how to modify the Roomba we have with LiDAR and a T-88. Since we have an abundance that we managed to get off the Cerritos.
There you go.
No way. That's
so
awesome.
This way, the T-88 apparently will get everything to smell like burning pudding, but it will get rid of the Tribble shit.
Well, I think you just attach a phaser to the front of the Roomba and that would take care of it. But you just get stunning shit. Or sometimes you get hot shit, but you just don't get the shit to dissolve away. It's always left with some shit.
Well, if it's hit by a phaser, it's going to be runny shit.
I'm telling you, the T-88 is the newest, fastest, most coolest thing on the market. It is the shit.
I was going to say it's the shit.
It really is. Now, I want everybody to realize that luckily we still have the guests buffer pattern so we can get a golem made. But one of the Roombas with the phaser that you had set for stunning shit, when he bumped on the corner, it set it to kill.
Oh, no. Was it set to dead shit?
Yeah, it was set to dead shit. So, yes.
And so it fucked up some shit.
Yes, this is a really shitty start to the show, guys.
No, right? No, the last thing I heard of our guest when I saw him vaporize was like, what the fuck? And he was gone. So we need to get another golem. Use your discount card, Patrick.
Okay.
Right. So again, first off, everybody knows everybody now. We don't have any guests yet. Hopefully. Oh, There's a little bit of news. The ambassador might be coming back. We're going to be hopefully entertaining her shuttle in a couple of weeks. So she'll be back, and we're much looking forward to talking with her again, to having her back on the show.
That'll be fun.
So
Woo, woo, woo.
that will be awesome.
I'll try not to screw up the transporter this time.
Please, and also lock away the Roombas, lock away the Tribbles. We don't want to, because I don't know how Vulcan would take if we switched the ambassador with the Golem. So that would not be a good thing. So
they might be a little upset with that, yeah.
Yeah, they would. So next section is news. Anybody's got any news of the week?
I just enjoyed the hell out of this week just because we had Star Trek Day. It was like the gift that kept on giving the entire week.
Star Trek.
The stuff is still online. So it wasn't just that day. You can go right there on whatever your favorite video feed you like to tune into and go find the stuff because it's out there on the All Access app. It's on the extras of each individual show. So if you go to Next Gen or Picard, you'll get the Picard stuff, and you get the Voyager has the Voyager stuff under their extras, and so on and so forth. It was really cool. Lots of highlights because I mean every show basically had something to watch.
It was really good. However, I am mad at them for a bit because I since I know you guys now, I feel that I could be personal in our audience. When they were doing the Deep Space Nine and they had the review of Aaron playing Nog, it made me cry. It was really touching.
Yeah.
It was a huge moment. And that was really touchy-feely. Your eyes start to water, and Renee Bergeron as well, right? Yeah,
to see them to do that, I was like, I'm not supposed to cry. I'm a friggin' captain and an admiral. Why are they making me cry? So it was not. And then they had the Tribbles mock me on top of it. I mean, I've heard them purr. I've heard him scream, but I've never heard him giggle. And that was the first time I heard the Tribbles giggle. And so, yeah, it was not a happy camper. But it was a good day. It was Star Trek Day was beautiful.
Oh, it was cool. I enjoyed the heck out of where Patrick Stewart just relayed a story that I don't think anybody's ever heard before. He was talking about bricklaying.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Well, it's just a little off from pipe laying.
Well, yeah, laying a brick is it's totally different than laying a pipe.
And he was able to do his own fireplace later, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was a good story.
So if you guys want to watch it, it's all up on YouTube, I believe. So you can watch it all for free on YouTube.
You can also just go Star Trek Day/Day. It was still there when I checked this morning.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
So for those of you out there, if you missed any of it, sit down in a nice quiet corner with some popcorn and watch all the panels, and you get a chance to see everything.
And you'll also see a trailer. See the new Discovery trailer?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And of course the cool part of their panel, we got to learn, I don't know if you guys are fans of cats or not, but there's going to be a cat on Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Meow.
It's already got a Twitter account, grudge_cat. Grudge Cat is on, it's introduced to the world and everything. It's already got an attitude on Twitter. It's great.
What a perfect name for a cat.
Well, it's not Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat, rest in peace. But why not? Grudge Cat? Cats hold a grudge?
Yeah, and Grudge Cat even had its own little video introduction on Star Trek Day about filming with Grudge Cat. So.
And they say you never, ever, ever work with children or pets. That's like the lore right there is you never, ever work with children or pets because they're so difficult to work with on a set. But they said Grudge Cat was a one-take wonder. Yeah,
so it shows you the cat is a star. Anybody else have any news of the week? Heather, do you have anything for us?
No, just Star Trek Day. It was a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, on YouTube. So, yeah.
How about you, Patrick?
Nope, I'm nothing.
One thing I discovered while I was looking at the website on Star Trek Day/Day, Lower Decks has a coloring book. You click on it and you can download and print out your own coloring book.
Oh,
for
that's
Lower
fucking
Decks.
awesome.
I saw that and was like, that's cool. I overlooked that. That's an awesome idea.
That is cool.
So if you still happen to have some kind of way to print on paper, good luck finding one of those. But you can make your own coloring book.
Sweet.
What is this thing you call paper?
Oh, Heather's got some.
Oh, that. Okay.
It's what Heather takes her notes on.
Now I know. Okay, cool. Now, Patrick, since you do the computer stuff and everything, has we had any corrections that came in, or do we have another perfect podcast?
I do not believe we had anything, but let me just make sure. One more check here real quick. Nope, nothing. We are good to go. Solid.
Well, I have a little bit of news before we go on here. For those of you that really love 7 of 9, she's going to be in a new Star Trek Voyager comic book miniseries from IDW.
Ooh.
So, and it's going to be this November, and it's going to be looking into the human heart of a Borg drone. So it's going to be a 4-issue monthly comic miniseries written by David Baker, and it's going to be illustrated by Angel Hernandez, the same guy who did Picard Countdown.
Nice.
So, and for those of you who love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's going to be colored by Rhonda Patterson.
Yes.
Who did that. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Cool.
So that's a little bit of news that I have. But now we're going to get a chance. We have Heather do her duty now, since she no longer makes my coffee. So let's go ahead. So Heather, hip hip.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty, Captain. Totally tubular. So the episode we watched was Star Trek Lower Deck Season 1, Episode 6, Terminal Provocations. The release date for it was September 10th, 2020. Teaser, engine sounds. We start off with the episode with Boim imitating the sound of a warp engine in order to soothe himself. Mariner and Tendi, Rutherford, and Fletcher overhear this and get into the conversation about what different engines sound like. Number 1 walks by at this exact moment when all of them are buzzing, and he is sure they are possessed by aliens. After calling for backup, Number 1 tackles Brad to the ground.
So for me, I was like, my first thought was, this is so nerdy to be fighting over how the warp engine sounds and what makes the sounds. It's so...
But they're totally different. They're very different. If you listen to all of them, I mean, you got your TNG engine, and then you got this here, which is also a TNG engine. And that's not even getting into Voyager or any of the other ones. It's a completely different character to Voyager's engine.
You were just so waiting to play those sounds, weren't you?
I may have been. I may have been waiting all freaking day to play those sounds.
This was total fan service. For years, they've been annoyed by fans, basically, who have always said, oh, this is what Enterprise D sounds like, or this is, what Voyager sounds like, and it sounds so similar to white noise machines. If you guys don't know this, there are even a few apps and YouTube channels dedicated to nothing but the engine sounds from different ships.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can get that. That's totally true.
And they'll play for 24-hour loop. They can do that.
Day. I haven't figured out how do you make a 24-hour video for YouTube. I got to look that up.
You just loop the video.
You just loop the hell out of it.
Yeah,
do it with a huge video file at the end of it, or just
right click the video and then you have the option to loop, and it'll just replay with no ads or anything.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So being a sound geek that I am from back in the day, I remember reading an article on how they did with the warp engine sounds for Next Gen and in the movies, and it's just they've got some air conditioning vent noise, and they just pinch it down a little bit, and then maybe add a little sauce to it afterward. It's something as simple as your air conditioner could be a warp engine. Yeah,
I think I read something like they used the sound of the refrigerator for one of the ship's engine sounds.
Yeah, they can do that too. Refrigerators are pretty good.
Yeah.
I wanted to know that Star Trek, because being in the military, I wind up getting tinnitus because you're surrounded by a lot of bang and loud noises. And the way I can deal with it at night when everything is quiet, I hear the sound. I just equate it to a Starship engine.
Cool. That's one way to deal.
And my brain could tune it out where it doesn't get annoying.
Okay.
I got to try out one of those beds where they've got the adjustable, you can raise the height to it, you can tweak it and do a sleep number. Sucker was fully loaded. It had massage mode and vibration mode. It felt like you were just lying down on the floor of the deck of one of the ships because of the way it was vibrating. It was kind of cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Very soothing.
But before we get too far off the show, one of the things I thought was interesting is that you noticed that the whole crowd there was doing the ship imitation of all those engines, right? And the first officer sees this. He rushes the person he tackles. This poor Boimler.
Boimler had it coming. You saw him. He deserved it.
That was awesome.
Bypasses everybody.
He said, on the ground now. And if you don't get on the ground now, the second they tell you on the ground now, you're going to get tackled. That's just the way it works.
I thought that was so funny.
Did you guys also notice that they knew what Voyager sound like? How would they know what Voyager sounds like if it's in the Delta Quadrants?
Well, it came back.
It's in historical records. It did come back, and it's in historical records.
And of course, they have other Intrepid class ships out there. So,
but didn't this
It's before Voyager, isn't it?
Lower Decks happens right after Star Trek Nemesis. So that's where we are in the timeline.
But Voyager before, maybe they knew Voyager before it disappeared in the Bandlands. Because Voyager was...
I thought it came back at some point.
Yeah, it did come back, but I don't recall the timeline on that.
I'm trying to think, where did they see Admiral Janeway?
Would there be more than one Voyager ship?
No, there'd be more than one Intrepid class, but not more than one Voyager.
Oh, Admiral Janeway, that was probably the Star Trek Experience. I'm confusing that with, because she was in that, but as the Admiral, right?
Yeah, she was, yeah.
Or did she appear in one of the movies? I can't remember. Now I've got it all twisted.
She was in the Star Trek Experience because the doctor was there about us being inoculated against the Borg.
That was such a cool experience.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot of fun. I wish they'd come up with something like that again. That was cool.
No, hopefully they will. That would be pretty cool.
Back on track, people.
Oh yeah, there's a whole other show to talk about here. We only got the teaser done.
Well, did we get? Oh yeah, that's right. That was only the teaser part. Okay, Heather.
Okay,
take it away.
Moving on. So, Act 1, Chu Chu. The main storyline... Chu Chu.
Chu Chu Chu.
Chu 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 Chu. The main storyline for the ship, Starfleet is basically fighting salvagers over trash. For storyline A, after enjoying the Chu Chu Dance, Mariner and Brad find Fletcher unconscious on the floor, and when Fletcher comes to, he tells him he was mugged. They stole a shield array. Who would do such a thing? It was Delta Shift, those slimy buggards. After confronting them, they find out that they were at the Chu Chu Dance too. No worries, they're going to solve this mystery. Storyline B, during lunch, a nervous Tendi confesses that she's never done a spacewalk. Rutherford tells her about a training program he's building and asks if she wants to give it a try. Sure, why not? In the holodeck, Tendi meets Badgey, a Star Trek version of Microsoft's Clippy, annoying little shit, and Tendi loads the spacewalk tutorial, but it takes forever to load. Frustrated, Rutherford kicks Badgey and the program loads. However, as Rutherford and Tendi leave, we see Badgey with a frozen, creepy smile. While using the program, there's a glitch and the safety protocols are no longer in place. Perfect timing for Badgey to lose his shit and try to murder everyone. Tendi and Rutherford run for their lives.
Little trivia for you. Badgey's voice was, if you ever watched 30 Rock, he played the blonde guy who was the page, the actor who does the page for 30 Rock. You guys ever watch 30 Rock?
Yeah. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he did the voice of Badgey, which I agree, that was annoying Clippy.
Yes.
Clippy gone bad.
Well, Clippy was so annoying to use. I remember using it in school, and you either would it would annoy you, or you wanted to kill it, or you would feel like it was trying to kill you.
You're sitting there like, what the fuck is Microsoft thinking? What were you doing putting this in here? I mean, and why does it keep coming back? It's like, once you tell it to go away, that sucker comes back whenever you least expect it.
It was a little stalker.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we got it.
It would sit there and bang on the screen if you were ignoring it. It was just like, hey, buddy, I'm down here. Like, pay attention. Like, go the fuck for yourself, Clippy. I'm trying to work.
At least it didn't call you father.
That was eerie.
It was Jack McBrayer who voiced Badgey.
Okay, yep, Jack McBrayer. But I thought it was kind of funny. But I'm wondering what is going on with Starbase 80.
Damn, yeah. Starbase 80.
That's like a burn, man. That was a total burn.
That was such a hard burn.
And you look on Memory Alpha, it's like, what happened to Starbase? There's nothing about Starbase 80 in there. It's like, they made this up.
There will be now.
Something's gone down in Starbase 80. Maybe that's where they got the Quentin Tarantino movie from. I don't know.
It's possible.
That's where they're going to send Fletcher.
Yeah, there you go.
They had the Chu Chu Dance, though. And you saw the excitement is they added an extra Chu.
Well, when you go 3 Chu, it's like, oh, wow.
It's genius.
Did you guys notice who the Drookmani captain was?
No.
J.G. Hertzler.
Was that who that was?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
He was? Seriously?
Yep. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
For those of you who don't remember who that name is, he is Martok. So that is freaking cool.
He did a glorious job of it.
So for someone who doesn't remember Martok.
He's Cleon on Deep Space Nine. He was the guy with the eye.
Aha. Okay,
The guy who had the one eye. Wounded
with the eye patch.
Right, the badass warrior.
Cool.
So, but it was, and Fletcher reminded me of sometimes of the incels you come across. If any of you guys are incel out there listening to us, we don't mean you, of course.
No, we totally mean you.
Fletcher was basically Barclay,
but a worse version of Barclay.
Right?
I mean, he was like really good right up front. It's like, Fletcher's kind of cool. I mean, look at him sloop that loop.
Yeah.
What a way to get an introduction as a character. That was awesome. But,
and then calming down the Cation doctor.
He can calm down a cat. That's pretty impressive. And then he goes a little over the edge.
Yeah.
But she's just a cat in a coat. Don't bother.
It shows that cats love nachos. So they love Taco Tuesday. Because it was obviously Taco Tuesday on the ship.
The funny thing was, like, she was complaining about getting cheese out of her fur in the sonic shower. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought cats are self-cleaning.
Right?
The cats just do it themselves. I mean, they don't need
a shower.
She can't
do her face. Maybe she couldn't do her face.
Well, normally she would do it herself, but cheese is just too hard to get out of her.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know.
But you know, he calmed it down. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, the Nausicaans wanted to get Boimler's heart. That sounds like some other problem we've had with the Nausicaans.
Seriously, what is that with Boimler at different parts that people want or he touches?
And the whole thing with the Delta shift. So the Delta shift with the night was the night shift. And I think our night shift crew is trying to pull one over on us as well. Have you ever noticed they don't pick up after dog shit in the holodeck?
I guess because they feel it didn't happen on their shift.
Well, you figure, you know, the holodecks are self-cleaning too, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you turn off the program, wouldn't the crap be gone?
No, it's real dogs.
Unless the filters are full. I mean, we just found out recently we had to clean the filters.
So. Hey, has anyone cleaned the filter since then? I haven't.
I haven't done it.
Patrick?
I sent the little robots to clean it.
Uh-oh. The robots didn't do it.
You know, maybe we should task one of the guest columns before they activate it to see if they can do it, because I'm not going in there.
Not unless you're in a hazmat suit.
Yeah, so that's not going to be me.
Now, speaking of holodeck, did you guys notice the Cyrano de Bergerac and Robin Hood reference?
Oh, all those references.
And,
yeah, all
and Socrates. And
it's not just for visiting those guys. People also hook up in it.
Yeah, that's true. So Cyrano de Bergerac was Barclay from the Nth Degree, The Next Generation. Mm-hmm. And Robin Hood, Jean-Luc Picard in The Next Generation from Cupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty cool one.
We cosplayed that one.
Yep,
Admiral,
we did.
At Star Trek Las Vegas.
Yep, we did. I was Geordi.
Yep, I was Will.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah,
we sure do.
Sweet, I want to see that. Cool.
I'll send it over.
Yeah, it was. We had a whole group. Like there were like 10 of us, and we cosplayed everybody.
That's a great group cosplay. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. What's his name again? The guy who does the special effects for all the Star Trek stuff.
Michael Westmore.
Michael Westmore. He saw for the costume. He said our costume was so complex and original that it wasn't fair to all the other groups, so he couldn't justify really giving us an award.
Well, there wasn't a group award, but he said if there had been a group cosplay award, that we would have gotten first place.
Then yeah, we would have done it. Yeah, he said that he was impressed. I mean, the vest had to be screen printed, and then Patrick had a fur. He just shaved all of his beard clippings for like a week and made a fur thing out of it. You'll see.
So
it was pretty cool. At least we had what was the finger shy? I forgot. I wrote notes here for finger shy. What was that?
Finger shy?
No, there was beta shift and finger shy.
I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you got to run the translator through your notes.
Yeah, I do.
My notes was that Tendi and Rutherford were knocking boots.
Oh, show.
But it was magnetic boots. It was so funny. He's like, "Don't get close," and then they literally knocked the boots.
Don't knock the boots, baby. Knock the boots. Don't knock the boots, baby.
No, let's rock the boat.
Boots over. Don't knock the boots over. So that was pretty cool. At least we know there's a Delta shift, and those are the same ones that would have been on back in Discovery when Tilly was messed up the mess hall.
Yeah,
that's right. They'd have to cover it for Tilly. Delta shift took care of it.
Yeah, exactly.
When they had the interaction interaction with Delta Shift. There's like, oh, you want to dance? I'll take you to the dance. I'll pick you up at your mom and dad's house.
Don't you talk about my dad?
And then Fletcher's like, you don't talk about my dad. I'm like, oh, so we can talk about his mom?
Right?
What the hell does mom do? It's like, oh my God.
Well, speaking of quotes, another quote that was really funny, two quotes actually, was from the Captain Carol. She was like, oh, no, you didn't. And then the other one was, you guys are so lucky I'm ethical and considerate. I just laughed my freaking ass off. I love that so freaking much.
I think this show is just getting better and better. I love it. What was our next section, unless we're done with this section?
I was just going to say, if your holodeck ever goes crazy, just load Bajoran Marketplace. That's what you got to do.
Right? And Badgey will rip the head off the nearest Bajoran.
That's the next section. That's why I'm waiting for it.
Is that the next section?
Let's go. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the next section, right, Heather?
Yep. Okay, so next section. Act 2, Bajoran Marketplace. Because that was pretty funny. Okay. Fletcher accuses the scavenger aliens, and everyone rushes to their bunks to get the scanners so they could scan the ship for these supposed scavenger aliens. Brad notices something while they're there, and on Fletcher's bed is the missing shield array. Fletcher confesses everything. He was having a hard time with work and wanted to be smarter, so he hooked up his brain to the computer. But instead, his brainwaves corrupted the core, turning it into a monster who destroyed everything.
Well, that doesn't say a whole lot about his brainwaves.
Yeah, but the cores, though, I just kind of nerd out for a little bit moment there. Of course, the ships are multi-core, and it can perfectly run a lot of stuff with just the one core missing. Except the one core is so powerful it takes his brainwaves.
Well, obviously there wasn't a whole lot to take.
Well, that's true.
But now let's go to your part that we're talking about with the Bajoran Marketplace. I love little Clippy's one-liners. It's like, fun fact, I will rip your arms off.
That was good.
Clippy was so violent.
I'm going to wear your skin.
That's not a fun fact.
Can I teach you a lesson?
I'm going to burn your heart out.
Yeah. And the other one was, I'm going to dance in your blood. Like, dude,
Right.
What is with dancing in blood? That was in another episode.
true.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to slit your green friend's throat and I'm going to dance in her blood.
I just love it that she's just all, Badgey, leave us alone. And he's like, nope.
And did you guys realize the whole like plugging your brain into a computer thing that was already done in The Next Generation with Barclay?
Yep.
Same episode, The Nth Degree, and he tried to hook his brain up into a machine.
That was pretty wild when Barclay got like super smart. And then it was just, it all course went really bad. But you ask for the computer and it's got Barclay's voice on it. Like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And what is up with all first officers, at least our security officers, always want to shoot? It's like, let me shoot them, please, let me shoot. I've been good all month.
Oh,
Right?
that made
Shax
me
was
I
like,
laugh.
just want to shoot their warp core.
Oh, that was so funny.
Like
And
being good as a reward for getting to annihilate a race of people.
I've been very good this month. And then she's like, evasive patterns. He's like, oh, come on. I was laughing.
They went to Sulu Alpha as the evasive pattern. I was like, oh, Sulu's got a pattern.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, seriously. And the guy is like, first off, how can you think you can put a blanket over a core and nobody will see it on the bed?
Oh, no, blankets cover everything. It's just like, like somebody puts on camouflage. Like, oh, where'd they go?
It's a ghost. Oh my God, I can't see him anymore. Maybe they thought it was a Tribble in his bed.
And he turned around and it's like, oh, come on, dude, seriously, you see it? And then they kept trying to feed, and he's just like, the guy didn't want to take any responsibility for nothing for someone who's supposed to turn out to be a cool dude.
Mhm.
And he wound up being like such an asshole.
Oh, yeah. The asshole peed his pants.
Yes, he did.
It was like, oh my God.
Well, I think you would too if your brain was frizzled by a computer core.
Don't go plugging your head into a computer core. It's not smart.
No.
It's just like the angry incel. I took you to dinner and I smile and say hello and you don't want to sleep with me?
You're not supposed to sleep with them on the first date if they take you to dinner?
It was like, Well, that's you, Patrick.
Well, it depends if it's a fast food dinner or not.
Yeah, really.
If they think people only sleep with them on the first date and they're only doing first date, no wonder why they're incels.
Patrick is easy. Just give him a 20-piece with barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah, barbecue sauce is important, though. Yeah.
It has to have the sauce.
Otherwise, you don't get the sauce.
Oh.
No.
Anyway.
So back to the episode.
Right? My personal life is off the table.
Okay.
Because I don't have one.
No, you do.
No, I don't.
Did you guys notice that the AI monster was similar to the original series, The Changeling? And also to the Vigor from Star Trek The Motion Picture?
No, I didn't notice
I just thought it was like the Borg because it tried to assimilate everything.
Yeah, it was grabbing data pads and everything.
Yeah.
It was grabbing pads, and it had his voice. It had Fletcher's voice.
Yeah, they called him Dummy Party of Dumbass. That was like my favorite line.
And they had to chase it out of the airlock. I mean, wow. But again, I want to ship Tendi and Burner. I'm getting the names. What's his name again? Rutherford. Thank you. Because they seem like their relationship is so cool in a way. You know, they're like trying to help each other.
Oh, he's totally hot for her. Come on.
Yeah.
You know they're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend.
It seems like it.
They're going to be boiming.
They're going to boim.
They're
totally going to boim.
Ideally, they shouldn't even be hanging out together because, you know, she's medical and he's engineering, but they're always together.
So we've got names that have become verbs now. There's the Boim, and then there's the Fletcher.
Yeah, don't be a Fletcher.
Don't be a Fletcher.
Oh my God.
And we're only halfway through the season. Do you guys want to move on to Act 3?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Cool. Okay, Act 3. Bye-bye. So, storyline A, as the corrupted core grows and becomes more destructive, Fletcher begs Mariner and Brad to help him. They agree, and the first thing they do is tie Fletcher up, because he's making the situation worse. Then they drag the corrupted core to the nearest airlock and eject it out into space, where it goes and destroys the salvage ship. After untying Fletcher, the bridge crew shows up and wants to know what happened. Mariner makes up a story that gets Fletcher promoted on another ship far, far away. 6 days later, we learn that Fletcher got fired from his new job. Schroyd and Froy. Storyline B, Rutherford and Tendi try but unfortunately can't outrun Badgey, so Rutherford fights him, killing him in the process. The program restarts and Badgey reappears. Rutherford and Tendi slowly leave the holodeck.
You were totally going to say the bitch crew.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Cool. I don't have to edit that one out. That's a good one.
That's the good stuff there. So yeah, I was thinking that sounds like something from a Tarantino. It's like the bitch crew takes over.
Hey, bitch crew.
That was funny.
You know, but you noticed the creepy way that when they went and they tried to check to see if Badgey remembered anything, and it acted like it didn't until the door was closed.
And he goes, I'm always here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like slowly walk away. Just slowly walk away.
It's not that the Badgey is a crazy, psychotic, crazy helper. It's that the safety protocols were disabled, and then he can actually act on it.
Well, you know, they made a interesting observation too. It's like how come Badgey was affected by the physical parameters of the simulation?
True.
He was like huffing and puffing to try and get up the
Why
stairs.
was that?
So
got me.
Instead of doing like a frozen place, why didn't they just say the ocean and have him drop in and like short out?
Because they would have been on the ocean.
Because they'd have to scuba dive.
Then they would be in the ocean too.
Yeah.
And plus, if you take a girl to a cold place, she's going to have to huddle with you at some point. I know what Rutherford was thinking, so that's what I would do too. It was like, no, I'm not going to go to the ocean. Let's go to somewhere cold, like really cold. And like, yeah.
Her shirt was way too thick for that.
My issue was how come he didn't turn on his martial arts program he used for Smorgasbord.
I think he just wanted to defeat it he wasn't even thinking about it. You're right. Yeah, he should have gone into defense mode. I mean, he should have like a dial in like super safety protocol got screwed up mode just for the holodeck.
He could have turned that on. Yeah,
Ultimate defense.
He could have turned that on and beat Badgey. And then he breaks Badgey's neck. Badgey didn't have a neck, but it still was a cool little
bet
thing
him one.
he did.
Yeah.
I loved the way the music got all like super exciting when they had that one-on-one battle. The music was just like huge.
I'm sorry, Father.
Speaking of the music, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show, but as the opening credits were playing and the theme song was playing, I was like, you know what? This is not just a theme for an animated show. I mean, this theme could be on a full-on,
It's really good.
Yeah,
I mean, it is not
really
just a cheesy
good
cartoon theme. It is a really good theme. It could be a full-on movie. I mean, it's that good.
That goes for the entire show. It's not just a cheesy cartoon. It's freaking funny.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really, it's got everything for people who like to take stuff apart. It's got everything for people who just like to watch surface.
So many details they put into the animations. I'd love it when the ship gets all crazy and, things are happening and the lights start to flicker. They animate the flicker of all the little lights in the ceiling. You can see they've all got a different flicker to them. That's just so cool. Just those little details. Somebody worked really hard to put those in there.
It was the anime. They wanted to do a class show, and they definitely have.
Yeah.
And even with real life, you figure they talked about lower deck sticks together, right? And so even though Fletcher fucked up, they still had his back, and he winds up getting promoted.
Yeah, no, that wasn't having his back. That was like, we're gonna get rid of this motherfucker.
He deserved it. He brought it on himself.
But they didn't know he was going to get transferred to another ship. But you know whose ship that was?
That's what I was going to bring up.
The Titan.
Well, when in doubt, promote him. That's if you can't beat him, promote him. That's what happened last time with Mariner.
Yeah,
but you know whose ship that was?
Yes, go for it.
Riker's.
Yep.
Yeah, Riker and Troy.
It was Riker and
Titan.
Troy's ship. Yeah, but notice that Riker didn't take no shit. He was on there a day?
6 days.
6 days and he's fired.
6 days and he's fired.
You can't empty trash into the warp core. That's not how you do it.
No,
but it all burns up anyway.
That's not the point.
You can throw aliens into the warp core, just not trash.
Yeah, well, that's typically you'd have to do some paperwork. There's paperwork involved if you lose an alien in the warp core, but yeah, you just don't throw trash in it.
No, and if Troy was on this ship, that means she had to do some therapy with him, before they fired him, and she's like, no, just fire him.
Just get rid of him.
Just fire him.
She's like, no, I can't do anything with this guy. Get him.
Yeah.
Send him away.
She probably had a flashback. She goes, oh no, this is too close to Barclay. I know what's going to happen. We're going to go on the holodeck and everybody's going to be like minuscule people. Not going to happen. Got to get rid of them. But you see how Boimler and Mariner are getting along now.
Yes.
Right.
Really synchronicities happening there.
Boimler was like, I'd rather have 6 of you, Mariner, than 1 of him.
Yeah.
But
they're gonna boim at some point.
Boim's gonna boim?
Yeah, I don't know. One of the things on the after show.
Boim is gonna boim Beckett.
With Wil Wheaton, they talked about that. They actually do the voiceovers together. So they have a chance to play off of one another. And they said that makes their relationship more real on the show.
Oh, yeah. Nice. The chemistry is so cool.
Because they do their chemistry. Yeah. Is because they do their voices together. And they were kind of showing their with this age of COVID they're going through. Rutherford shows his voice, his closet. He has a literal closet that he puts up little sound absorption foam. He goes into his closet to do his lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not going back in the closet to do anything.
I think was the actor Brad or was it Rutherford? I can't remember.
I think it was the actor who plays
Rutherford.
It was? Okay.
No. Wait, wasn't both did the closet? No. Wait.
Did they both come out of the closet together?
No, Boimler had the closet. You're right.
Boimler did have the closet, yeah.
Boimler had the closet with the
Jack Quaid has his closet.
Right. So he has a closet and he showed that he was the only one wearing shorts.
That's right, the shorts, yes.
He's like, I'm the guy.
On the Zoom call. Yeah.
I'm that guy.
I'm that guy.
Everybody else had some kind of pants on. Even Wil Wheaton had pants on.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Oh, speaking of Wil Wheaton, he's got a new a horror movie coming out.
Yeah, Rent-A-Pile?
Yeah.
Rent-A-Pile.
That should be fun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a dark horror comedy set in the 1990s where he plays a creepy yet charismatic VHS person on a company offering advice to lonely bachelors.
I like the fact that he's doing so well in that respect. Because if you ever do get a chance to meet him, he's a nice guy and he's genuine.
Well, he did when we first started doing cons with the Navarus, I reached out to him and he donated a signed version of Star Trek Catan to us for our charity event.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. You know,
I've seen a lot of his interviews now, and he's really good at being the interview guy. But you can see, I mean, even if you watched on Star Trek Day where he's talking with the Picard cast with Jonathan Frakes and Patrick Stewart, he started to talk about how they were his family growing up. I mean,
yeah.
and you can really tell when, you know, they say to each other, "I love you." I mean, they're like,
they're not joking.
You can tell they're not joking. They're being real. And that's really cool to see that realness. And it's totally genuine. I'm like, that's just so damn cool.
You know, when Jonathan Frakes gave him that compliment, you could see his eyes really welled up.
Yeah, you can
really
totally see that.
Yeah, his face lit up. Yep.
Yeah, it's very cool. I love that those guys have that kind of relationship and that they can express it right there on a live stream.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you guys really want to see him on IG, if you follow Wil Wheaton on IG, you get a chance to see every morning just about he posts a picture with his bedhead.
Yep.
So that's always entertaining to see. So if you guys want to take a look at it.
And he's got some hair going on too, so.
He also does video games, his pit bulls, and his garden.
Mm-hmm. And pictures, of course, of his lovely wife. She's another really nice person. They're a really cute couple together.
Yeah, she was the one who actually delivered the Star Trek Catan to us at the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing. So if you guys ever get a chance to, when this COVID stuff and we make it back to Earth for conventions, please make sure you stop by our table. We'll be giving information out where you can actually meet some of the people here, the crew, and as well as, like I said, we're working on stuff. We're not going to tell you what it is, but we may have swag for you sooner or later. So that is something that will maybe happen in the future.
Thanks for reminding me that I've completely dropped the ball on that. Thanks.
You're gonna get us some swag?
Well, I'm gonna look into getting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Supposed to do research, you know, because I'm between you guys. See if I can cut Patrick out of the communication here. If he keeps it up, I'm gonna replace him with a Gollum and do some tweaks. So see if we can.
Anyway, you can't
oh my
replace
God!
me.
You didn't cut up Rocky. I said to cut the communication.
I thought you hit the button. You were supposed to hit the button.
You were supposed to hit the button.
You never hit the button right. What's wrong with you, man?
Oh my God!
I am irreplaceable.
Damn it! Do you still have one of those Men in Black neuralizers? I gotta go.
Now he's gonna get a bigger head than he already has. Oh my God!
Oh God!
Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yeah, this is not fun. Okay. There was a spoiler for next episode, but no title. So
again,
we don't have any
is there a title now?
We do.
No.
We do have a title, but before we go into that, I just want to point out something really quick. Did you notice that Sax kissed Tiana on the mouth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you serious? I was like,
that's from WAP.
That's yeah. I don't even have to say anything. You just nailed it right there. That's great. Right in the mouth.
You mean wireless access point? What?
Yeah, that's it.
Whiskers access point.
You talk about the wireless access point. I don't understand why everybody's all crazy about dancing to a wireless access point. I don't get it.
Well, that's because you're old, you know.
I don't get it.
damn.
Hey, come on now.
It's the new thing. All the kids are dancing to a wireless access point.
I still thought it was a 5G thing. I don't know what's going on with that.
I had no idea that Nicki Minaj was in the computers because apparently she's the one to tell everybody about this wireless access point. So I'm going to have to look into it.
She's all dialed up.
Speaking of which, Rocky, we're not at 5G. We're at 500G. Come on, get it right.
Yeah, that's good. So by this time in the timeline, yeah, we definitely have 500G.
So
it's got the full subspace spectrum on 500G.
And wormhole. Don't forget wormhole.
Yeah, with wormhole access. Yeah.
Well, it's spotty on the wormhole axis, as we found out before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from inside the wormhole, sure, but from outside, it's
they got to make it work on both sides. Otherwise, what's the point? So next episode is Lower Decks, Much Ado About Boimler. So looking forward to that.
How did you get that? Because it's not listed in IMDb.
Ha!
It's on Memory Alpha.
It's her job.
Don't tell him. I was going to... Dude, I had special...
Just give away your secret. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm going to have to neuralize everybody after this today. I just can't believe it, so I'm going to have to do it. And Patrick, you keep it up. I'm going to replace the toilet paper in your Sonic bathroom with duct tape, and I'm going to see how that works out for you.
I have I don't use toilet paper. I have a bidet. Hello. I mean, come on, get with the 24th century, dude.
Oh, then I'm replace the reservoir. I'll replace the reservoir of your bidet with hot glue. See what happens with that one. All right, for those of you guys, thank you for joining us. It has been another lively episode. It seems like we just get started and we're done already. I mean, one day we're going to have to do a special show and go even longer, but that day is not today, as More Talk would say. So thank you for joining us. Make sure that you stay safe out there. Remember, you can catch us on social media. You can see us on Twitter, IG, Facebook. You can hear us on Apple,
If you have an iPod and you can transfer it, you can do that too. Technically, that's accurate.
Then we're on SoundCloud. So we're on a whole bunch of stuff. Who knows? Whatever you're listening to us right now, keep on listening to that. You don't have to go hunt around, but you can hear us. So you guys make sure you have a great week. Thank you for joining us. And please, just don't have a great week. Make it so.
Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.